Hi there, this is Theresa. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to take a look and see what are the signs warning you about. There's some things that you're needing to potentially surrender, some things in your life you're needing to embrace, and you're getting some signs from the universe, but you don't really know what to do with them or why you're getting them. I'm here to clear that up for you. My name is Theresa. If you would like your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Let's see, if you want a live reading, I have 15-minute, 30-minute options, very limited spots. Send me an email, timelessdivinetarot@gmail.com. Let's see, what are the signs the collective is receiving? What are some of the signs the universe is guiding you? And what do they mean for you at this time? What are the signs for the collective? Some of you are seeing cactuses, or you have a cactus. You're going through a situation that's been very difficult, and maybe you recently bought a cactus or you have a cactus tattoo. Cactus is the first sign. What are the signs the collective is seeing that they need to know about? Why are they seeing these signs? What is the signs? Give me 3 signs, Spirit. The second one is the koala. You could see a koala bear, you could see a koala book, you could see a koala stuffed animal. Give me one more sign. So if you're seeing a cactus or a koala. And the last one is a pumpkin, which this is being recorded during Halloween season. It's funny because I almost said green and orange coming out, and then the pumpkin came out. So if you are seeing pumpkins, there's something about a pumpkin about blessing and gratitude. So let's see if you're seeing a cactus, a koala, or a pumpkin in the recent past or present, or here in the near future. This is going to be your message. What is Spirit wanting you to surrender at this time? You're getting this message because you're seeing these signs. Spirit is asking you to understand you're going through a difficult time. There's a need for a self-reflection or introspection because you're about to be really grateful and you're going to be blessed here in the near future. But let's find out first what you need to surrender. First, you're needing to surrender to what is. It says, flow with what is instead of trying to fight it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accept it exactly as it is, and that will bring you peace. So you could be going through something right now, and Spirit is asking you to finally just surrender to what is in the situation, that you can't force it, you need to be able to accept it. What else does the collective that is seeing the cactus, the koala, and the pumpkin, or one of those 3 signs, what is it that else do they need to surrender? Surrender worry. Have you been really worried about the situation you're going through? You're finding it very difficult. Maybe you're having a lot of stress and anxiety. It says, make a commitment not to lead with an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart. Have faith that Spirit is guiding you. So instead of stressing, thinking, trying to understand, trying to analyze, and trying to obsess about whatever it is that you're going through, you're getting these signs because even though it's difficult, you are being divinely protected. And you're being asked to really accept what is, not resist it, but to actually go with the flow. And don't worry about what's in front of you because there's going to be a blessing that's going to come towards you in the outcome, but you don't see it yet. So let's see what you need to embrace at this time. What is Spirit saying with these signs you're getting, the collective that are getting these signs and synchronicities? What is it you're being asked to embrace? Since you need to surrender worry, surrender to what is, what is it that you need to embrace at this time? Reward and recognition. It says, congratulations, your hard work will soon pay off and it will take you in the direction of your dreams. Acknowledge your efforts and your own power. So you do need to recognize that even though you feel like you're not blessed, you feel like you're not being seen, you do need to recognize within yourself having a little more compassion for yourself, giving yourself a pat on the back of whatever you're going through. You need to acknowledge to yourself that you do have the power to go through this. What else does the collective need to embrace at this time? Follow your passion. It says, if there's something that excites you and it motivates you, it's a message from your Akashic record that it can lead you to abundance. So do not silence this. So you're being drawn through what you're going through. There's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, but there's a spark of passion below all of that. And when you remove all of the stress, the anxiety, the energy of not knowing what is, and actually embrace that tiny spark that's still passionate underneath the surface, you'll be able to be really grateful because you're going to be blessed abundantly. So your soul is asking you to recognize that tiny little spark, that little hint of passion that's still there, to recognize that because you have full potential on something. So let's get some tarot and find out what is the situation that the collective is going through that they're needing to surrender. What is? What is this what is that they need to surrender at this time? They're worried about, there's a difficult problem or situation or condition that they are stressed about, and they're needing to do introspection. Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. So for a lot of you, this is a disruption in your money, your abundance, your financial prosperity, and you feel unstable, you feel insecure, you maybe are robbing Peter to pay Paul, or you're not budgeting correctly and you're spending more than you're bringing in, or the position you're in is just not working for you. And it's a difficult situation. The cactus has like those little pricky things, so you could feel like every time you attempt something, you are not feeling comfortable with the conditions you're in. So give me more on this King of Pentacles in reverse. You could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You're needing to make a commitment not to live in anxiety. You know, what you focus on is what you bring in. So you have been investing so much on the thought of it's not working, it's not abundant, it's not meant for me, it's not happening for me, there's not enough money for me, I'm not making enough, I can't ever pay my bills. There's a negative energy that you have invested in about this instability. You have been feeding the beast of lack mindset. And Spirit is saying, instead of continuing to invest in that situation or that thought process that you're not acknowledging that it's not helping you, is you need to surrender with what is. And actually there's something below all of that negative energy. That light, that spark is still there, that there's something you're passionate about. It could be that you're investing in the wrong career. You're doing something that is not part of your soul's path and journey. You're doing something just because, but you're not satisfied. But you keep investing in the negative lack mindset. A job that's not paying you enough, a job that's not making you feel stable. It could be one of those jobs where they do layoffs all the time, and maybe you're starting to doubt, like around the holidays coming up, am I going to have a job, or am I not going to have a job? Am I going to be able to pay my bills? There's something you're continuing to invest in that's just not working for you, and it's making it more difficult because you're consistently obsessing about it. So Spirit is saying you need to recognize there's something else below the surface that you have a passion or a drive for, that is a part of your soul's path and journey, that you're supposed to remove all this negative energy that you've been masking it, and let that light come up, let that passion, let that drive, let that all come above. We do have the Six of Wands hidden at the bottom of the deck, and this is what you don't see, is once you recognize what this passion and what this drive is, it actually changes your whole perspective. It changed the whole thing, and that's where this pumpkin's coming in. That's where you're getting stability, you're getting security, you're getting a sense of, since you let go of something that doesn't work, you're able to be grateful to allow for something else to work, and you're going to recognize that here. So give me some more on this for the collective that needs to, you could be a fire sign or an earth sign. Yeah, you keep putting yourself in this introspection of being blinded to the spark. The spark is below there. There's something you want to do. You know, so let's say, for example, maybe you work in a finance, maybe you work in an accounting job, or you do taxes or something, and you don't like it. You just do it because you do it because that's what you know. But there's something else here that's more victorious that you keep blinding yourself by, but it's there, it's below the surface. So maybe you want to be an artist, maybe you want to be a baker, maybe you make really amazing cupcakes and you can decorate them where they're really cool looking, and you've made them for friends or family, and that's something you're really passionate about that you don't expect to be paid for. But if you actually follow that passion, you will be recognized that it actually brings the blessing thereafter, a prosperity of finance thereafter. There it is. There's the Death card. You have to change something. Something has to give in your situation. So if you're being drawn to this message, you're being asked, why am I getting this message? It's because Spirit is saying you need this message today. That there's a difficult situation you're in that you keep telling yourself that it'll turn around, it'll work, it'll fix. It won't. And it's because you're not where you're supposed to be. You're not in the position. And so worrying about this investment, continuing to invest it, is not working. So you need to surrender to what is. So what is means, what if I decide to end it and I make a change? What if I actually listen to that passion and desire in my soul and my heart, what makes me really excited and happy to get up every day and do this job? What would that look like? And that's what Spirit is wanting you to recognize, that that's what you have to embrace, is there's a passionate side that you're wanting. There's a spark of curiosity that you have, but you're suppressing it. But if you don't, you have the ability to produce a lot of money and prosperity. But you have to overcome whatever this hurt and this disappointment is. Look at that. We've got the Ace of Cups. So it's there. It's been there all along for many of you in this collective that are seeing the cactus, the koala, or the pumpkins. It's all there. You have to just overcome it by getting rid of what's not working. That Death card, you could be a Scorpio. The Death card is saying, you know, what once was no longer needs to be. That you're walking into your higher purpose. You're walking into where you need to be prosperous. And it's not just about money, but it's also about your internal happiness. Abundance and blessing is being able to be emotionally satisfied with what you do for a living, what you do for your career. And if you're in a job that you feel stuck, you feel miserable, and you keep investing in it because you keep thinking, well, it is what it is, Spirit is saying, surrender to what is, which is this below the surface, this passion, this drive, this little spark that you keep dimming because of this other investment that's not working. For most of you, this is a job or a career. Some of you, it may be a relationship, but most of you, this feels very career-driven or job-driven, that you're just in the wrong role. You're doing something that's really not satisfying your soul. And Spirit is trying to give you these signs. You're seeing the cactus, you're seeing the koala, or you're seeing the pumpkins as confirmation with this message that you need to surrender and what you need to embrace. Let's get one final piece of advice from your angels. Got Judgment. It says, let go of your fear of being judged. You are good enough. It is time to release all that you have kept safely locked away in your heart. Your true essence and potential have been restricted by structure and method for far long enough. Maybe you're in a job because your family expects you to do that. Maybe you're in a career because your spouse says you need to stay in that career, not quit your job. Maybe you're investing in a company because you're friends with the boss. There's something that you've been doing for a very long time that you're not satisfied with, and it's something that you're needing to move away from. There is no right or wrong way. Just be you. When you authentically embrace what is being pulled for you, that is where your passion, your desire is going to lead you to abundance. And that's where your authenticity of who you truly are comes out, and that's when it shines the most. And that's where you're supposed to be. So this Death card is letting you know something needs to change, and you know what this change is. For those of you that resonate with this message, you already know what it is. Okay, that is what I have for you, collective. I do want to thank you for watching this video. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Have a beautiful day. Bye.